Good morning, Mr. Ito, Mr. Casillas. Ms. Casillas. Uh, Today I'm going to be presenting Chemistry 10 and Integrated Math 2. First, I'm going to be presenting Chemistry 10 and Unit 1, Gases. So the first essential skill is students will be able to explain the effects of random molecular motion of molecules in a gas. And the question is, when someone is standing at the edge of a room and opens a bottle of vinegar, it may take several minutes for the person on the other end of the room to smell it. Gas molecules at room temperature move at very high velocities. So what is responsible for the delay in detection of the vinegar? So pretty much what it is, when you open the jar of vinegar, the gases come out, the smell comes out, and the person smells it right there because it's coming out right away and there's nothing for it to bump into. But if someone's standing at the other edge of the room, the little molecules have to go through all the other air molecules that are in the air for the other person to go and smell it. So they move in a random way. There's no specific way. So they just bump into a bunch of different things, and they might go backwards, they might go forward, they might go left or right. So if you did like a series of tests, it may take 20 seconds for it to reach the other side of the room, or it may take 4 minutes, depending on just how the things are moved around. Second essential skill is students will be able to apply the gas laws to relations between pressure, temperature, and volume of any amount of an ideal or any mixture of ideal gas. So what this is, so what you're doing, it's saying a gas occupies a volume of 500 milliliters at a pressure of 380 torr and temperature of 298 Kelvin. Well, at what temperature will the gas occupy a volume of 1,000 milliliters at a pressure of 760 torr? So what you're doing is you find the volume, the pressure, the temperature. So that's the initial, so that's like what it starts at, so it's 380 torr times 500 . And then you set it equal to any changes that have been made. So the changes that was made is you increase the volume and you increase the pressure. So now you're going to have to try to find T2, and pretty much what you do is you just cross multiply, bring these up, so it's going to be 380 times 500 times T2 equals 760 times 1,000 times 298. And then if you were to solve it correctly and do the math right, you'd get the right answer. And the third essential skill is explain the values and meanings of standard temperature and pressure. So standard temperature and pressure is pretty much the point where all gases, no matter what gas is, no gas or is it just a regular gas, they all react the same. So what STP is, you're at 273 Kelvin or 0 Celsius, and so it's the temperature for STP. The pressure to 764 or 1 ATM. And so, how many molar space are occupied by 1 mole at STP? And since everything reacts the same, it doesn't matter what gas it is, whatever. So it's always going to end up being 22.4 liters of space taken up. And the third one, the fourth essential skill, explain the Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales. So what you do is Kelvin is just Celsius plus 273. So if you wanted to find Celsius, all you have to do is subtract by 273. So what it would be is end up being 150 degrees Celsius. The last essential skill is solve problems by using the ideal gas law form Pivner. So what it is, it's pressure, volume, how many moles, constant, and the temperature. So volume, pressure, temperature, and the constant for atmospheres is that. And why you have a constant is if you wouldn't have a constant, nothing would ever. You'd always end up with two things that can't cancel out together. So that's what you would do. So pressure is 10 atm times 4 equals N times 0.0821 times 400. So then if you would go through this and solve it, you would end up getting the right answer.
Perfect.
Alright, in chemistry right now I have an A minus. I think I deserve an A, just a little step up, because when I do get things wrong on the test, it's usually from either going too fast or I'm just going through the math too fast. I'm not focusing too much. But if I would take my time, I would end up getting the right answer. So now I'm going to start. Oh. Now I'm going to start presenting on math. There. Alright, for math, what I'm presenting on is first I have to do my homework completion chart. And what I did is I pretty much did all my homework. And then I stopped doing my homework because I felt like I could do all the work correctly. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like I needed to do the homework. But as you can see here, over here I ended up doing the quiz right when I was doing the homework. And that way I stopped doing the homework, I ended up getting a lower grade on the quiz. And my assessment score sheet is pretty much the same paper, and all it is my assessments. And I feel like I did pretty good on all of my assessments. It's just sometimes I do the math too quickly and I just go through and I don't double check, and then or I get confused and I start double overthinking. I try to figure things out, and when I was right in the first place. So First thing how I'm gonna raise my grade on my essential skills is just when I'm going through my tests is just just checking my answers twice, doing them twice, double checking everything, and just taking my time so I won't have those little hiccups. And so I'm going to be presenting on learning target 2.3 and 2.4, which are congruent triangles. And the triangles are 45, 45, 90 degree triangles, and the 30, 60, 90 triangles. So as I said before, I got a 4.5 on this quiz, and I got everything right, except for like maybe one question where I again had little hiccups where I went too fast. But this is when I did do my homework, and I kept practicing, and I paid more attention in class, and I ended up getting a 4.5 and getting the whole thing right, full understanding everything. But in my essential skill test where everything did matter, and I didn't do the homework beforehand, I ended up I had to do this problem like maybe 3 times because I kept thinking too much when I probably would have got the answer right in the first place. So it's again because I didn't do the homework and I was going too fast and I was thinking, and there's just little hiccups that went along the way and they added up and ended up making my answer wrong. I have an A minus in your class, but I think I deserve an A because it's, again, with Mr. Ito, it's the little hiccups and it's me going too fast during the quizzes and doing the math too quickly, but when I could actually do the math correctly, but it's just I'm going too fast. Thank you for listening. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, he's on you.